Hi, my name is Candace Dominique, and I'm introducing you guys to my new YouTube channel, My Naked Truth. Hey guys, it's your girl Candace Dominique, aka Pretty Brown Obsession. So as you guys know, I'm going to be talking about domestic violence. I'm going to be talking about child abuse. I'm going to talk about triggers, trauma, depression, anxiety. But most of all, I'm going to tell you guys how I got through all those things. I decided to do this because I've encountered so many people, men and women, that have dealt with abuse, either as a child or as an adult. And I grew up in a household where we were told what happens in my house stays in my house. Don't talk about my business. We'll go on up in here, stay up in here. And I think that's how generational curses are harbored. I think that's how we keep generational curses going, because nobody talks about it. Nobody exposes anybody. And the more people that get away with it, the more people to do it. And I'm not just breaking generational curses for my children, but for my children's children, and for everybody that come encounter with me. I'm breaking generational curses. Like, this is just what's gonna happen. People are gonna know that they can't continue to abuse us. They can't continue to abuse children. It's just, we gotta stop this. At some point, it just has to stop. We have to stop with the verbally abusing. We have to stop with the mentally abusing, because people don't realize that verbal abuse and mental abuse is way worse than physical abuse. And I could just say that from my opinion, because I think the verbal abuse that I went through was way worse than the physical abuse. Is because the verbal abuse is so hard to get over. It's because you're constantly thinking about it. And then one day you wake up and you look in the mirror and you're trying to figure out, are you really that person that they said that you are? Are you really worthless? Are you really all those things? So we have to stop that. With the you stupid and you dumb, to these kids, to our kids, like, that has to stop, because one day they're going to wake up and they're not going to be their full potential because they heard that they were stupid 95% of their life. So we got to stop. We're going to start from the beginning here in this video. I'm going to talk about my childhood. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I went through. I'm going to give y'all some, like a brief overview of the abuse in this video. Definitely stay tuned. I hope that everybody can take something away from my videos. I'm new to this and I don't really do good with talking in front of people. So y'all just rock with me. Just rock with me. I'm really hoping that everybody can take something from this. Let's start unpacking. I remember being a little girl, laying in the bed and hearing my mom be abused by my stepfather. I remember hearing my mom cry. I remember hearing things being thrown. And then I remember laying in the bed just praying that God would take us away from this. And we would wake up in the morning and things would be like normal. It would be like nothing happened. Like, my mom would get up and she would go to work and we would just go about the day like nothing ever happened. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I feel like after a while, once my stepfather kind of like broke my mom, like he had beaten her so much, he needed something new, which was me and my little brother. My stepfather had been in my life since I can remember. I really don't remember him not being in my life as a little kid. I always remember him being in my life. I always remember him. And it wasn't always all bad. It wasn't. But the bad just stuck, is because the bad is what kind of it kind of made me tough like I am. It kind of made me tough like I am, and it made me mean. It made me angry, and it made me not not now, of course, but like in middle school and high school and elementary school, like I was mean because I was always angry. And these are the reasons why. I remember one day going home, and we were on the way home, and my stepfather says, when we get home, I'm gonna fuck y'all up. And the whole way home, I was just scared because I was just like, I don't know what we did. I don't know what's about to happen when we get home. I just knew we was about to get beat. And my stepfather never used a belt with us ever. So as I was getting out the car, I put my leg out the car and he took the door and he slammed it on my leg. And my stepfather drove like this old station wagon. So as I was getting out the car and I started going into the house or whatever, I was limping because my leg was hurting. And I started to cry and he told me to shut up. So when I got in the house or whatever, I guess I must have let out like a moan or whatever. And so he punched me in the mouth and I was crying, but you know, crying really wasn't allowed with him. So we used to like cry in silence. And he was just so angry that he just started hitting me. And he punched me in my stomach. And when he punched my stomach, I went down to my knees, like I fell to the floor. So he's telling me to stand up. And as I stood up, I guess I was moving too slow. And he grabbed me by my neck. And he picked me up and he slammed me on the ground. And when he slammed me on the ground, once I hit the floor, he started kicking me. Then he made me get up and he made me stand in the corner with my leg up. Every time we stood in the corner, let's stand on the corner with one leg up. And he started hitting my little brother. And so once he started hitting my little brother, I went to go lay on top of my brother, which pissed him off even more. Where he kicked me so hard that I came up off the ground and I hit the wall. And then he made me stand up where he started just hitting me. And then he made me stand in the corner and I stood there, which it felt like for hours. Then it was time for dinner because he always fed us. He always fed us no matter what, he always fed us. So as we're sitting at the table and I'm trying to eat and the food is hot and the inside of my mouth is busted from being punched in the mouth so hard that I couldn't really chew my food. I couldn't really eat because it hurt. So he yelled at me and he hit me in the face because I wasn't eating. And then he made me go to bed. He was like, don't eat nothing and go to bed. So as I was laying in the bed, I had this purple room and my bed was like in the corner of these two windows. It was like a window on one side, a window on the other side. So as I'm laying there, I'm looking out the window and I'm just looking at the moon and I'm just praying like, God, just let me die. Cause I'm laying there and I feel like I could barely breathe cause it just hurt that bad. I just felt like I couldn't breathe. And I was just asking God, just let me die. Just let me die. Like, I don't want to be here no more. Like, I hate them. I hate them. And just let me go. Just let me die. And my mom came home. My mom will always come in the room and check on us or whatever. And I will always act like I was asleep because I didn't want her to know how much pain I was in or whatever, because I didn't want her to argue with him because then it'd be two of us getting beat, right? But it was always like that. It was always like that. It was always us getting our ass beat. And we didn't even have a good reason to be getting beat, like, especially not like that. Nobody should ever have to ball their fists up and punch their kid in the face or punch their kid in the stomach. Your kid should never have to go to bed and feel like they can't breathe or pray to die. That just shouldn't happen. And it happened so many times with me. Like, it happened so many times that I wanted to die. I want people to really evaluate how you parent, is because the things that you do to your kids now will affect them in the long run. It always sticks with them. You're stupid, you ain't shit, all of that, it stays. It stays. I promise you, it stays. My first sexual encounters were with my stepfather. It was always oral. It was always oral. He would perform oral sex on me. He would go down on me. And he wouldn't go down on me like on a trying to pleasure way. It was more of a, it was torture. It was definitely torture. He would go down on me and he would bite my private parts. He would bite me down there. He would just make it painful. He would. And that kind of fell over into my adult life because for a long time, I didn't want anybody to go down there. Like for a long time, it took me a while to just be comfortable with somebody being down there. And even sometimes still I'll like clench, like, hold up, what you doing? You know, it really affected me in a not good way. He would make me touch his penis, amongst other things that just, I don't know, like, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was nothing that a little kid should even know about in kindergarten, first grade. It's just things that they shouldn't even know about at all. I hope that me sharing opens up other people's eyes. I hope me sharing what I went through, and hope that these things that I'm telling you all, I hope that it helps somebody. I hope it helps a mother look at her daughter a little different as to, are you okay and what's going on. I hope that it helps you all look at your children when they're acting out and want to know what's going on. It's always deeper than what the eye can see. Believe me, it is. It's always deeper than what the eye can see. When I was in school, everybody used to be like, I'm so mean, I'm so this, I'm so that. And it really wasn't that. It was, I was so hurt, I was so broken, I was so empty. It wasn't just, I felt like fighting somebody. It was, I was angry. And all it took is for somebody to say the wrong thing for me to be like, you gonna be the one today. You gonna be the one. And I wish that I had a me. I wish that I had a me when I was going through this. I wish I had somebody that understood when I was going through this. I do. It's because I think my life would have, I would be further along in life if I wasn't always constantly battling these things. It took me to be an adult to seek therapy before I was able to really, you know, take a step in the right direction. I want you guys to stay tuned to part two. Part two, I'm gonna talk about when it stopped. I'm gonna talk about what came out of those things and how I turned out. Some of the things that trickled over into my adult life that stemmed from my childhood. I want you guys to stay tuned. At the end of this video, there will be a couple of places that you guys can reach out to if you guys are dealing with anything that domestic violence, child abuse, or anything like that. I urge people to seek help, seek therapy if possible. Even if your therapy can just be talking to somebody, find somebody that you can confide in and talk to. Talking has been one of my best therapies, being able to talk to people about it, because I found out that I'm not alone, you know, and I want everybody to know that, like, you're not alone. We may not have went through the same exact thing, but I'm sure it's pretty similar. I know here in Atlanta, we have Safe Families. You guys can look into that. I'm going to drop at the end of this video a couple of other places in other states that I know of that you guys can look into. You guys stay safe, stay vigilant, love on your kids as much as you can, love on each other as much as you can. Just try to be cautious of how you treat people, because you never know what somebody's going through at home. You never know what somebody's going through inside their head. You never know. So just be cautious of how you treat people, because sometimes people, all it takes is one thing for somebody to be triggered. All it takes is for one thing. It's not hard to be nice. It's not hard to just say, are you okay? It's not hard to say, do you need to talk? And it's not hard to be a listening ear. I need people to stop being so judgmental. I need people to stop being so quick to listen so that they can talk. Listen to understand somebody else. Listen to understand that it's not always about you or your opinion. Sometimes we just need somebody just to sit and listen, just so that we can get it out, so that we can hear it, so that we can process it. Stop being so quick to judge and stop being so quick to gossip. Some of y'all be so ready to hear somebody's story so that y'all can have something to talk about. If you can't talk about your own business, don't talk about somebody else's. And if you're not willing to help, don't be a part of the problem. Don't make yourself a part of the problem, y'all. This isn't easy. It's not easy talking about my family so openly. But somebody got to stop it, and I guess it's just going to be me. Is it going to be you to stop it for your family? Or y'all just going to continue to be quiet? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Talk up. You know, like they always say, if you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. You going through something, say something. Listen, my DMs, they be flooded with the nonsense, flooded with the good stuff, flooded with what y'all going through. I could talk. This could be a platform not just for me to break generational curses, but for y'all as well. I'm willing to share y'all stories. I'm willing to let y'all come on this channel and share y'all stories and talk about y'all stories as well. It's not gonna always be all about me. I want it to be about y'all too. I want to set y'all free. I really want to set y'all free. Like when I tell y'all, like I prayed myself up out of some places. I promise y'all, I prayed myself up out of some places. I prayed myself up out of some things. Like, get y'all a good prayer life. I don't know what y'all believe in, but find something to believe in. Find something to believe in. Have faith in something. Most importantly, have faith in yourself. Have faith in you. Have faith in that you can do this. Have faith in I'm gonna let it out and I'm gonna let it go. Have faith in that. And everybody's story, everybody doesn't have to use social media as a platform. This is just my way. This is just me. I have so many people that come to me that it's just like, this is it for me. This is what I'm gonna do. So y'all have a blessed day and stay tuned for part 2. I hope that everybody can take something from this. Y'all just have a great day. Stay tuned for part 2. We getting to the nitty gritty. We unpacking it all. Unpacking